Good afternoon, everybody. It's a beautiful Saturday afternoon, and I haven't made a video in a hot minute. Now, remember when I said that I was going to use this time that I had off sewing and, I was going to get all kinds of projects done? Okay, I literally keep getting interrupted by other stuff for other people, including, well, not always for other people, including going to physical therapy for my knee and all this other stuff. So I have done like hardly anything. I did start working on, and I'm almost finished, the white shirt, which was the version of the other shirt, the mock-up that I did with the sheet. Well, actually, this white shirt I also did with the sheet. It's almost finished. I just have to do the sleeves. Yeah, you notice how I say I just have to do the sleeves. Remember last time that I had to do sleeves? But anyway, I'm going to finish it tomorrow. And I'm looking at it right now, and I'm going to show you guys the buttons because I had these beautiful vintage buttons, and I'm so excited about using them. I don't know if you guys can see the detail. Can you see the detail on that? Isn't that cool? Like a Nautilus shell kind of detail. They're not shell buttons, they're plastic. But the reason I'm on here now is because this morning when I got up and I was drinking my coffee, I watched a video on YouTube. And this woman said that Joanns was having another pattern sale, 99-cent patterns. I was like, ooh, that was awesome, right? So I go over to Joanns today. Well, I guess this is regional because my Joanns is not having Simplicity patterns on sale for 99 cents. But they were having McCalls patterns on sale for $1.99. So I'm here with a Joanns pattern haul. So let's get right to it. So here's my little Joanns bag right here. See, there's the green, guys. Okay. So let me show you something else I got. One of the other things I got. I bought shoulder pads to put in actually this shirt. That they're kind of expensive, right? It's like $5.50 for a thing of 2 shoulder pads pre-made. So I think I'm going to use these as a stencil and make my own shoulder pads going forward. But let's get right into the patterns. And let me see how much I saved according to Joanns. I love that Joanns tells me that I saved like some insane... Yeah, according to this, I saved $74.19 today. Yeah, because I, bought patterns that were like less of a price, right? So I know I previously had done, maybe I didn't do a whole video, but I did talk about the fact that when you're doing vintage sewing, you don't actually have to buy vintage patterns. That, fashion, no designer is reinventing the wheel. They're doing, the same stuff we've been doing forever. There's like very little that's new, right? So I have pretty much all the McCalls vintage patterns that are available. I already have them, the retro ones. So I bought, these are all new patterns, but you will notice a theme here. All of these new patterns, right, have vintage style or vintage styled, really. So let's look at the first one, which, by the way, if you've seen Peggy Carter, you might recognize that shirt. We've seen this before. Peggy's actually worn this shawl collar shirt. I think she wore it in an episode, and it was kind of like a creamy satiny type material or a creamy silky type material. So another shirt pattern, because I love doing sleeves, because what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, right? This dress here, this is another one a lot of you are going to look at and go, it's not really vintage, but it really is. If you look at D. In fact, it's the one that's the model is wearing. Now, she's wearing it at a length that is not very vintage, but it is this one, D. If you make that hemline below the knee, if you add some details to this, like under this bust line, which, I don't know if you can see it in the picture, but can you see it in the directions? It's like an empire type bust line. If you add to the center, like 3 faux buttons, and then matching buttons on each sleeve, and you put a little pin tuck in the sleeve. It actually has quite a lot of gathers, which is why I was attracted to it. You can make this look extremely vintage. Like, you could probably make a dress like this in black with some details, and people might actually think it was true vintage. So there you go. So here's the next thing. This one looks very modern, but it's really very vintage also. It's just a basic shirt dress pattern. But what I liked about it was for the view that's sheer, you can do a slip, which I thought was great. And it has a bracelet sleeve, which is what, actually it's just below the elbow, which is what this model's wearing. And then she has the slip underneath, which you can very vaguely see all. Can you guys see that? And then you have this view. And then here's the view that to me was very vintage. This one right here. The fullness of the skirt, the little cap sleeves. It's a great, great vintage shirt dress. Now you would think that one shirt dress pattern would be enough, but not when they're $1.99. Thanks so much. So, and this is a Palmer and Plush, which I love their patterns because they have, their line is specifically designed to help you really fit things to your body type, which is great. So when you look at this, especially this view right here, very vintage looking. This one also very vintage looking. And what I like about it, can you see the notched collar? That's a very vintage detail. You could absolutely leave off the belt and do a self belt. Get a self belt kit and do a self belt kit with the material. Be absolutely stunning. So that brings us to my next purchase at Joann's. You know I always go to the clearance area, right? So I'm in the clearance area and I see this. And I hope the camera can get this. I mean, it's so beautiful. Look at it. Now, what you can't see about this, I'll see if I can open up the fabric so maybe you can see. This is an incredibly lightweight, 100% cotton fabric. It's definitely some type of a shirting material. It's actually, I can see my fingers through it, so it's that light. It almost has the feeling of gauze, but I don't think it's gauze. The weave's a little bit too tight to be gauze, but look how beautiful it is. Can you see my fingers through it? That's how thin it is. I don't know if you guys can. Can you see my finger through there? There we go. And it's so pretty. So I think that this is going to become this. Now, because it's so thin, remember the navy blue sheets that I bought? That I bought the set by accident thinking it was just one nice sheet? I think we're going to do the slip. We're going to put it under this with the notched collar for an ensemble for summer. This ended up being just, I think just like 4 yards and an inch, like some crazy amount. It was on sale. I got all of this for 19 bucks. And then because I bought the bolt, I got the additional 10% off. So I got this for like 4 yards for like 18 bucks. It's not bad. It's really not bad. That's what, like $4.50 a yard. And it's really gorgeous. It's so lightweight. It is going to be just, can you hear that noise? That's my dog squeaking. He's so happy I just got home from Joann's because he knows when we go to Joann's, I might never return. It's going to be so nice, but it is so thin that I'm going to have to make an underslip. And that's why I thought, well, what a great idea. I'll do this underslip in that navy. It'll be so pretty. But for summer, this dress is going to be, it's going to be my Joann for summer because it's so lightweight. It's going to feel great. Just throw this thing on. And if you guys remember the green fabric, I don't know if I'll have the video for you this week, but I've decided that I'm going to take that green fabric that I got at the thrift store and I am going to attempt to make Gertie's picnic skirt. If you've ever seen this, it's a no pattern sewing tutorial that Gertie does and it's on YouTube. I'll put the link down below because it's really cool and she makes it look so easy, right? I think I could actually do it, but that's what I'm going to do with the green material. And yeah, I'm going to finish that white shirt. When I finish that white shirt, I'm going to make another video and I will let you know when I get done, issues, any problems I have with that. But it's almost done. It's looking really good. I figured out the mistakes on the collar, but we'll